Ralph, one of my favorite parts about EYBL, outside of watching some of the top talent, is these players that seemingly use this for what AAU was truly meant for, and that's for like showing out and increasing your stock and getting your name out there. And one of the players who has been the standout of the summer so far, playing for Team CP3, and also was able to play at the Euro Next Gen tournament with OTE team as well, is 6'6" shooting guard Kohl Rosario, who has had the offers pouring in as of late.
Yeah.
After those breakout performances, a kid who's a four-star kid, kind of ranked in the hundreds, but anyone who you look at or does rankings is blatantly coming out and saying that when the new rankings come out for this, Cole Rosario is going to be one of the biggest stock risers, biggest jumpers, and what his status is. Has recently received several blue blood offers, including Duke, North Carolina, and Kansas in succession. I mean, that's about as good of a lineup as ones you can kind of put out there. Now, Rosario's actually a player. It's funny because obviously we're looking at different players, and I was watching a CP3 game up against another team, watching another kid, and I found myself, I'm like, first of all, who's this Bogdanovich face kid who's just like banging all over people? Looks like he's chiseled like a defensive back linebacker, and then is also shooting the three ball at a 6'5", and it's just all over the place for Team CP3. And I was like, I didn't really look into it at the time, but then we talk about, I see these offers coming. I'm like, oh, I remember seeing this kid. He played for Team CP3 and he was really, really good.
Mhm.
6'5", great frame, great bounce, shooter, a Miami native, and is said to be one of the hotter recruits in the country right now. So I guess, Ralph, I'll throw it to you. One, what do you take from these offers coming in? And I guess secondly, like, what do you think about Rosario's game and like, I guess what these offers mean? Is this, I mean, this make sense to you?
Yeah. Yeah. There isn't a lot he can't do, right? The question has just been how consistently does he do it, and what level does he do it at? But what he's shown at EYBL playing with CP3 is that he can do it with everybody. He can do it against everybody. He can do it at the highest levels of certainly the high school circuit. So you project that to college. Those are the guys that have blue blood interest. Duke, Kansas, North Carolina, right? I think it's still at this point fair to question like what his role is as a freshman because I don't think he projects even with the rise. I don't think he projects to be like a one and done type guy. We're not there yet. He is still a multi-year college guy. I'd probably say more 4 year than 2 year even. But what he has shown, the athleticism, the way he attacks the rim, the shooting ability, and the flashes he has shown of that as well. Like there's a lot to like here, to where you think he's one of those guys who may be a diamond in the rough, a gem you find lower down recruiting rankings, that is making a rise now and making a push. And there's whenever you get blue bloods and schools like this recruiting somebody who is in the 100s or bottom of the top 100. They're not staying down there for long. And it's not because they're getting bumped because these teams are going after them. Those teams and those coaching staffs have realized that there is talent here that has been overlooked. And I think that's the case in Rosario. He just was overlooked and had not been able to prove himself to this point, and he's doing so now.
Yeah, I think it's, sometimes to your point, Ralph, these kids get these offers and the people in the rankings are like, okay, yeah, we got to bump this up because they are getting those. No, Rosario has like he has the frame, the shooting, and the bounce where it's like you are drooling if you want that at the shooting guard spot, right? Like, and a lot of the stuff he does, and I feel like I've referenced this on several different videos this week, but the Austin Rivers clip that's circulating of him on his podcast saying, if you're a young guard wing out there, shoot the ball, defend, and be able to do stuff off the catch, do it, and don't really worry about just doing all this crazy stuff off the bounce.
Yeah.
Rosario is one of those guys, but also I don't want to diminish his game. He's not just a catch and shoot guy. He'll catch it, he'll
Mm.
take a dribble, he'll shoot, like he has the frame and like the explosive jumper to be able to get his shot off while also putting the bounce with that and having the ability to compete on the defensive end given what his size is. It makes sense to me why any school in the country would want to add this kid uh, to be their starting two guard.
I'm glad you brought that up with Austin Rivers because I do think there is like an efficiency to Rosario's game.
Hmm.
Not in the standard way of he's an efficient shooter and shooting high percentages and all that, which go along with Kohl Rosario as well. But there's not a lot of wasted movement, right? Everything is decisive. Everything is purposeful. Everything is done with intention. There's not, we're going to pull this out and shake you and try to make a highlight. If there's a highlight, it's because you're in between him and the rim, and that's a problem. There's not a ton of unnecessary frills to his game. At least that's what he's shown.
Yeah, 100%. And he's got some visits set up. So he has his first trip. He'll be visiting Oregon early in June. Then he'll do Kansas, then to Duke, and then finally Baylor. And he's also considering trips to North Carolina, Florida State, and South Florida. Is there any, I mean, very early, obviously, he's taking a big jump. Is there any early school or fit that you think would work for Rosario?
No, but when this many blue bloods come calling, if you are not one of them, I'd have a very good pitch lined up because that's probably where he's going. Like if you're South Florida and give Hodgson a lot of credit for what he did at Arkansas State and what he's going to do at South Florida. He's an excellent recruiter.
Hmm.
You got to have a hell of a pitch because if I can go to Duke and play a seventh man role versus going to South Florida and being the third man in the AAC, 9 times out of 10, those guys are picking Duke.
That's true. The one thing that I think puts a little bit of wrinkle into this though, he's a reclass candidate. So like he could, if he want to, get into that 2025 class. So are there any schools maybe that I listed that I mean, look, if I'm
Florida.
if I'm Kansas,
Yeah.
yeah, like pair him with
Yeah.
Darren Peterson, have him reclass, that would be I mean, we just talked about it, Oregon. You want him with Shellstad?
Yes. I mean, he's a good player, but you run into the issue where just a lot of reclass guards have problems,
Yeah.
right? So I don't know if that'd be best for him, but a lot of those schools, other than Duke and North Carolina, really have a need.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see. Obviously the reclass thing puts a fold into it, but I'll just say this. The main point I want to be taken away from this is that these blue blood offers aren't just willy-nilly. Rosario's the goods. So it'll be interesting to see how his visits go and what schools come out. And I look forward to me being upset when he chooses Duke and John Shire because that's exactly how this is going to end. But we will be locked into Rosario's recruitment and have any updates here on the channel when those do come.